Hey! How's that essay?
Not so good, you know, I don't really know what's going on, but...
It says on your chart that you're f***ed up. What I do is just like, you know...
No, I'm serious.
Don't worry, Scro. Now there are plenty of tards out there living really kick-ass lives.
He was telling the truth. He wouldn't have told us.
Hello world, the autistic Christian here, and I had a crazy last few days.
Sleep during a job interview.
I didn't sleep last night. I'm gonna try now.
I just got a job at and I had to go and get my TB test done, and then also I had to go and take some sort of physical test to ensure that I was physically able to handle all of the physical requirements at the job that I was going to work at.
Is someone not feeling well? Your illness is very important to us.
Next.
Welcome to the Health Master Inferno.
And that's fine, I understood. I've done that once or twice before in the past, and I was very honest with everything. I met the PT.
Hey! How's that essay?
Yeah, right, well, not so good, you know, I don't really know what's going on, but I'm seeing things. I think it might be because of these drugs the Army put me on. But if you could, just get me well enough to get back to base.
Right.
I'll just not mention the name or the establishment because this is not a very good story for him.
Kick ass. Well, don't want to sound like a dick or nothing, but it says on your chart that you're f***ed up. You talk like a fag, and your shit's all retarded. What I do is just like, you know, you know what I mean? Like.
But everything was really great in the beginning. He was conversational, let's just say that.
I'm serious here.
Don't worry, Scro. Now there are plenty of tards out there living really kick-ass lives. My first wife was tarded. She's a pilot now.
I need for you to be serious for a second here, okay?
But it was very clear that he was a fake person. I was trying to get my foot in the door with the Beamer at this place once in the past.
I first tried Beamer in, I think, June of 2016. To me, the biggest change physiologically was mental. It was in my memory when I get Beamer every day. It's very good for concentration, memory, and focus.
So, as a physician, how are you using Beamer in your practice? Can you share with us a little bit about that?
So, I have 7 suites in my clinic. We have 2 acupuncturists, medical massage, we even have a hypnotist, we have IV, central lines, an herbal pharmacy, but there are 2 out of the 7 suites in my clinic are donated right now to running a Beamer live session by membership. So that's part of our wellness club.
And this is the first time I was actually able to get in as a patient, and so I was explaining just everything about the medical condition that I went through in the past year and everything.
I need help.
There's that talk we talked about. Alright, so that'll be this many dollars.
I even wrote down that I had neuropathy, that I had frequent headaches and all of these things. I even told him I was in a car accident. There was nothing that I hid at all.
Put your tattoo in that shit.
That's weird. This thing has the same misprint as that magazine. What are the odds?
Where's your tattoo?
Regarding
the test, and I passed every single test.
Next.
Welcome to the Health Master Inferno, powered by Pure Me Technology.
This goes in your mouth. This one goes in your ear, and this one goes in your butt.
With flying colors, even my left arm, the physical therapy that I've been doing by myself has allowed me to gain almost all mobility in my shoulder on my left arm, which was actually above average for the average person. So all of the measurements that he was taking in, I was just completely passing with flying colors. And at one point he even said, "Oh my goodness, you're gonna give me a workout doing this," because all of the resistance tests that he was having to push against my body, he was having to push a lot harder than he normally did. So all of the tests were going fine, and then there came a test where I had to do this. And so he asked me, "Do you feel any numbness or tingling?" And so for me, being autistic, I take everything literally, and I said, well, I have numbness in my hands. I've always had numbness in my hands, and I was explaining to him. And so he writes down the answers as if this caused the numbness in my hands. And the next test he asked me, and I said, no more numbness than what I have already been feeling prior to the test. So naturally, you would think that this individual that's a PT had the common sense to say, oh, okay, well, if that's the answer that he said for this test, well, it should be the same answer that I should have applied for this test.
Shit, hang on a second. This one. This one goes in your mouth.
But no, instead he used that as a foothold to go and make things much harder for me.
Come on!
All while trying to make it look like it was something awesome.
Don't worry, Scro. Now there are plenty of tards out there living really kick-ass lives.
He was like, oh, you're gonna love this. You're gonna really enjoy this. And then he spent 10 minutes looking for this document that had a graph of a hand.
Where's your tattoo? Tattoo? Why don't you have this?
Oh, God.
Where's your tattoo?
Oh, my God.
Why come you don't have a tattoo?
Oh, my God.
You're not unscannable, are you?
And I had no idea what was going on. You know, I thought that he was just trying to help me get a better understanding of the numbness that I had in my hand. But really, all he was trying to do was find a reason to say, oh, he failed this test because he felt numbness, so now he needs to go and get tested for carpal tunnel. What? I need to get tested for carpal tunnel because I told you I had numbness in my hands while I was doing this, and I explained to you that I've always had numbness in my hands. I've even written down on the sheet that I had neuropathy. Are you stupid?
You're not unscannable, are you?
Oh, my God.
You're unscannable.
No, you don't understand.
So now he tells me that I have to go get clearance from a physician and that the hiring company won't pay for this physician. And I was like, man, just ask yourself if this makes any sense. So you're telling me that if I go and pay a doctor to potentially confirm my diagnosis of carpal tunnel, and then once I get that diagnosis, I won't even be able to get this job. So what would be the point of me going to take this test in the first place? I don't understand. I passed every single test with flying colors. What does it matter if I have carpal tunnel or not? I even told you that I've self-diagnosed myself with fibromyalgia. None of those things inhibit me from doing my daily task. I don't use my disabilities and infirmities as an excuse. I mean, I certainly applied for disability because of my autism and PTSD. I didn't even know that I had fibromyalgia until recently, and I don't even have the money to go to a doctor to confirm the diagnosis. What makes you think that I'm going to go pay a doctor to get a confirmation on a diagnosis for carpal tunnel when that's going to completely prevent me from getting the job in the first place? I feel like you are not distinguishing between chocolate and poop right now. Now, of course, I didn't say that to him that day, but then I went to I told them the situation, and then they said that they would call me. I spoke with them today. All of this was yesterday, and I spoke with them today, and they were saying maybe you can call and schedule another appointment at the Cartersville location. And I said, okay, that sounds good, but before I do that, I'm going to stop by the Rome location and have a chat with this individual. I sat down with him. I explained to him, I was like, hey, can you explain to me what this specific writing is here? And he said, okay, you can find it online, but I'll be more than happy to explain it to you. Like, this is the kind of caliber this person is. So he said, when you were doing this test, you said that you felt numbness. I was like, no. So that's exactly why I'm here. I explained to you and clarified the very following exam that you ran on me, and when you asked me, I said no more numbness than what I had already been experiencing. The numbness that I was telling you about was from the neuropathy, not from doing this. And he still didn't change his tune. And so I had told him, look, I have two different options right now. And I said the first option is the option that is already presented. I have to get a physician to sign off on it, or I can go to Cartersville and retake the test. And the reason why I was wanting to talk with you was maybe you can reconsider the results of this test, because I just explained to you and I challenged your diagnosis because I did not feel any extra numbness when I did this. I was only telling you of the neuropathy that I already had, and clearly you don't know how to distinguish between chocolate and poop because you're telling me to go to Cartersville right now and take the test? Okay, so I see what this is. You're just a racist. And he said, excuse me? I was like, what else could it be? Either you're a dumbass or you're just a racist. Either way, it's not looking good for you. And I just left. And I said, I hope you learn from this, man. I really do. And I left. I didn't care who was in the lobby. I just called him out right in front of all of his patients. What a fake human being. Why did you make me go through all those hoops? And then here's the kicker. So I was trying to work all this stuff out with my hiring company, and then I called the company that schedules these appointments, and I explained to her and everybody else, and everybody I explained it to was like, wow, how stupid, except for the one stupid PT guy that stood and died on a hill for his wrong diagnosis. But I explained to her, I said, look, I need to schedule an appointment in Cartersville. She said, no, I can't schedule an appointment in Cartersville until you clear this physician's note. I was like, well, that's the reason why I'm calling. Is it possible that I can speak with the supervisor? Because the whole reason why this is the case is because this PT guy has no integrity. Very unprofessional. And I explained to him that the numbness that I was feeling was not because of the particular test that I was doing, but it was numbness that I had felt the entire time. I just happened to remind him of the neuropathy that I had already checked in the sheet that I filled out before taking these exams. And so she said, okay, I'm going to talk with one of the medical directors on staff. I will follow up with you tomorrow. And I was like, great, thank you so much. And then lo and behold, about 30 minutes ago, I just received a call, and she said that the supervisor has cleared all the results. She's sending it over to my employers, and I don't have to go to Cartersville to take this stupid test all over again because of this either stupid or racist individual in Rome, Georgia. So, not to say all people in Rome, Georgia are racist, but there's definitely a bunch of them out here, and I will call you out, and don't act all surprised when I do.
You gotta let me talk to someone in the army! They're all dead. Everybody I know is dead! Oh my god! Oh! No! Calm down! How this happened? Thanks for watching The Autistic Christian Out.
If he were telling the truth, he wouldn't have told us.
Unless, of course, you knew you wouldn't believe the truth.